Hey everybody, welcome to the big show. Today we're going to talk about the role of the shop foreman, and it's going to surprise you. I think a lot of times we have this mixed up. We think the role is something different than what it is. So we're going to talk about that. There's some interesting things in the news, little thing about Top Dog we're going to talk about, and much, much more coming up on this edition of Service Drive Revolution. We did Irreplaceable Service Manager Live, the lecture series, for people in our coaching group and that, but also we are allowing people on the outside to buy it for $50 a month with the understanding that a lot of dealerships won't invest in training. A lot of service managers are left to their own devices. They have really... The only training they've ever had is from the, hand-me-downs, like just watching the people they worked for before.
Yeah, the tribal knowledge.
Yeah, the tribal knowledge. Mm-hmm. So if you're not in there and you're a service manager, the only reason you wouldn't be in there is you just don't care, I would guess.
That's probably the top reason.
It's a great chance for you to get some training, some insights, but also to be able to ask questions and participate in it. So it's the Irreplaceable Service Manager live lecture series. I'm going through the book chapter by chapter. Every other Tuesday, we go live for an hour, hour and a half, and it's great stuff. So we'd love to see you there. You can go to chriscollinsinc.com if you're not signed up. Now, back to Top Dog.
Okay, let's do this.
When we have had people in here in the library. So we're having Top Dog here in the library. I should have said that.
Yes. First Top Dog in the library ever.
It is going to be smaller than previous Top Dogs because we can only hold 80 people in here maybe.
And it's just about sold out.
Yeah. So we're not selling tickets to it. If you're not in the coaching group or there's just...
So sold out was the wrong phrase. It's at capacity.
It's not unless you're a client, you're not going to be able to come. As in previous years, sometimes we would sell tickets. This is going to be a little smaller, a little more intimate, but definitely more impactful. We had one coaching meeting here, which was great. Was kind of our test here in the library. But what was my point? Oh, my point was the last time we had a boot camp here and I was playing records, because we have this incredible stereo system in here. How would you describe the stereo system we have in here?
The Rolls Royce of stereo systems.
The Rolls Royce of stereo systems. So what happens is you think you've heard Hotel California by the Eagles. You think you know that song. And then when we play it on this system, it's like the first time you've ever heard it.
Yeah, your life is a lie up until you hear Hotel California on this system.
And that goes for Pink Floyd. The best purchase I think I've made in a long time is the Led Zeppelin set. It almost sounds like this system is made for that. Like, it's nuts.
And I haven't heard it yet. I'm pretty excited too, because
it's nuts. Well, you heard Led Zeppelin 2 because I had that.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But from that, I bought all of them.
Yeah. Zeppelin 4 is my favorite album.
Okay, noted. We'll listen to it. But if you remember last time, there were some things they wanted to hear on the system. Favorites, like what happens then is when people have the experience of listening to something on the system, then they want to hear their favorite, which maybe isn't my favorite, but we're here to please and create an experience. So I have bought from suggestions from clients that have been here in anticipation of Top Dog. I'm loading up on vinyl, and one of the purchases I just made was all the Who albums.
Holy cow, that's great.
So there's an old set out there of all of their albums kind of in one set. It's kind of hard to get. This one is new, like not used up or whatever. Was a little expensive, but it was less than if you bought all of those albums in mint condition on their own. So I bought the Who.
Good.
I bought all the Zeppelin, which was kind of a part of that. I am still kind of thinking about getting Eagles live on vinyl, although there aren't great pressings on that. It's just a normal pressing, but we'll try it.
What about do you have just the Hotel California album?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you like the way that came out?
Yeah.
I mean, because I think it sounds amazing, but
Yeah.
you have a more trained ear than I do.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah. The sound's a lot like art, which reminds me. So I'm at the art
Oh my
museum.
gosh, the Christian and his jokes. I gotta tell everybody that he has told today the most inappropriate jokes, to the point one was so inappropriate that there was somebody standing next to us when he told it, and they didn't even understand what just happened.
Yeah, and that particular person is a jokester.
Yeah.
And
But I think you've gone too far.
yeah, that's fair. So I'm at the art museum the other day.
You were at the art.
And yeah.
Connoisseur of art, Christian Lafferty.
Over at the LACMA. And
LACMA stands for what?
Exactly. Los Angeles.
Go ahead, keep going with the joke. You don't have to pretend like you know.
Okay. Modern art, something about modern art. But so I'm at LACMA. And then this guy, he starts giving me crap. Like, and I punched him. Like, I got in a fight, right? So he comes up to me. He's like, "What are you looking at?"
Joke is that
them's fighting words.
The joke is that you're at an art thing looking at something, and then he said, "What are you looking at?"
Yeah.
That's great. Way more appropriate than the jokes that you've been telling all day.
That's fair.
What's always funny is after one of those jokes, you're like, can't do it on the show, right? But you still
Like,
want
I
to.
know.
You want to.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think if like it goes past the censorship department or not. And I know that most of the times it's not going to.
There's some sensitive people out there that don't have our sense of humor.
Yeah, we have to be.
We don't need to make them uncomfortable because we are broken human beings.
Right. Just because
we think stuff's funny.
So we're unoffended by almost everything. It doesn't mean that other people aren't.
Okay, what is in the news?
So this was really interesting, only because I guess I'd never really thought about it before. But this is a print from Auto News talking about how the U.S. is far behind on EV safety standards, and the thing that
wait. So Mexico is ahead on EV, or what? Does it say what countries are ahead, or is that just it's a thing that everybody is behind on it?
Full transparency, it's not telling us what countries are doing better than us.
I'm
it's just
tired of the media picking on America. I'm just joking. Okay. So we're behind on EV standards.
Yeah. So the thing that sparked this, which after I read this and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess I have seen that before, is that after Hurricane Idalia pummeled Florida in August, there were like 300 Teslas that got flooded, right? Which happens normally during a hurricane. And out of those 300, 2 of them spontaneously started on fire and burned to the ground. And the thing that sparked was that essentially no one knows how to handle EV fires. So fire departments, emergency responders, the insurance companies don't know what to do with it. The consumers for sure don't know what to do with it. And just essentially it says that we're ill-equipped to handle, and it's a lithium-ion battery that's causing the problem because they can be completely put out and reignite, which I think is probably a thing. But I do remember, now that we're talking about this, that the techs that worked on the electric cars for me had to go to like school and everything like that. And I guess I always thought it's like, wait a minute, if the technician has to do this, what should the customer have to go through from a safety standpoint in terms of prepping for owning?
Yeah, they're dangerous to work on.
Yeah, so they're dangerous to work on, but also like if something bad happens during ownership.
It's not like the old days where you lick the 9-volt battery to see if it's okay. Like,
yeah. One of my favorite things to make my kid do.
That's not a thing. So what is your suggestion?
I would suggest that maybe there's a little bit of a safety course that could happen for an owner, in addition to really focusing on making sure that there's maybe training for municipalities so that they can be prepared for this.
Those car fires burn hot, man. They're crazy.
Yeah, so the after pictures where it's like just bits of the frame, Or I mean,
I've seen that on other car brands. I don't know that I've seen that on a Tesla.
yeah,
But
I've seen a few
car fires are scary.
few on the side of the road where it's like, oh no, that's terrible, and you know that just happened. But I always worry about the people that were maybe inside them, because I think that the big thing is that happens fast.
You don't think the people got out?
I hope so.
You know what's crazy is the Tesla door release is electric.
Yeah, and the
So how do you
the
get
windows
out?
are electric.
How do you get out if the electricity isn't working?
Yeah, you almost need to have one of those things that pops the windows out. That's probably not a bad idea. Have that in the car.
You get one of those right away.
Yeah, for sure. And then I thought this was interesting. Volvo Cars tailors a solution to the tech shortage. So, and this might be one of those things where people roll their eyes at, but I actually think it makes sense. So, to make service technician jobs for more women friendly, the Swedish automaker strives to make doing the work more comfortable by reinventing the shop uniform. Now,
That's what. That's why women aren't getting into being technicians. Is they don't think that the uniforms.
I would
are,
say that for the most part, the industry is not tailored towards women becoming technicians. And this is one way to kind of invite them in.
the outfit.
I think it starts with that. I mean, just in general, I think that uniforms can be something that, I mean, it has a lot to do with identity and confidence and everything like that. Like, technicians don't mind being, having nice
So
uniforms.
if you make a technician uniform for female technicians that makes them look like a Virgin Airlines stewardess, they're going to want to be technicians?
No, I think that what it's going to do is going to make women aware that they are welcome into the industry to be technicians.
Oh.
That's kind of where I was headed with that, but you did laugh.
I'm looking at a picture of the uniform. It doesn't look good.
Compared to what?
Just general fashion.
Yeah, we should put the pictures up of this thing.
Volvo's, I wouldn't say Volvo's on the cusp of discovering anything new.
Well, let's talk about Volvo as a car company and the attractiveness of some of their cars back in the day. So I would say fashion and style are probably not their go-tos, but they're at least attempting something.
Okay, so what Volvo is saying is that if we make the uniforms less masculine,
Yeah, they have specific women uniforms. They're tailored towards women.
but they always had that. You go to Aramark or whatever, they have cuts for women for all that stuff.
Yeah, you might be right. You're probably right.
And they don't, I mean, a uniform in the shop is not about walking the runway.
I think it's about comfort.
It's not Fashion Week in New York.
Those are definitely not Fashion Week uniforms.
It's about being a technician, I think,
Yeah,
which is a dirty job sometimes.
it is, but I think that there's an opportunity for function and for it to look nice all at the same time.
And then women are going to line up to be technicians because of that, is our thought. Okay, we'll see.
What a bit of a flaw in the news.
A little bit of a flaw maybe in Volvo's psychology, but I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
It can't hurt.
It's interesting.
I would say that it's a really good opportunity for us to, invite women to join the industry. So that might just be one little olive branch. That's it for the news. That went over well.
There might be other ways to get women into the industry than uniforms.
Just thinking that clothes is the way to do it. Like,
Well, no, thinking that bad clothes is the way to do it. That didn't look
or
good.
even good clothes still sounds sexist, I guess. Right? The fact that it's clothes. What
Well,
about
okay,
the fact that there's
let's be honest about this for a second.
Okay.
Like, are there more female nurses or male nurses?
female nurses?
Okay, so my girl is she was a nurse. How attractive are those uniforms?
Not very.
Okay, well, there's tons of women nurses.
Yeah.
Are women going, we don't feel welcome in the nursing thing because these
they're
things look
not.
like potato sacks?
Yeah.
Would you say that they're fashionable?
No.
Would you say that the male nurses and the female nurses are wearing anything different? I mean, it
No,
all
they
looks
look
the
like
same.
the same uniform, don't they?
Okay, so then
Okay. So it might be a little bit flawed.
Volvo, you can call us before you have these ideas. We'll tell you.
God only knows how much I spent on market research to get that design.
Yeah, that also, like, who did they pay to design that?
It's like the S40.
The military surplus.
The Swedish military.
Okay, you were excited about this subject.
I am really.
This is a Christian's idea for a subject, really good subject, I think. But you were pushing for it,
Yeah.
and you came up with some good ideas. I came up with a few more from your list, but really Christian's list is kind of the backbone of this. So don't be maybe because you have yours numbered.
Yeah. But they're not in any particular order.
Maybe yeah, well, we'll just keep going with the numbers. But you start with yours, and then I'll add mine at the end.
Yeah, so our topic today is, what should your shop foreman be doing?
The role of the shop foreman.
The role of the shop foreman, exactly. So the role of the shop foreman, I'm going to set this up.
One is clearly fashion. Uniforms. Making sure the uniforms are fashionable.
How did that not make it to the list? It's not on my list.
If you're a shop foreman and you're not worried about making your uniforms fashionable and attracting more females, it's going to be a short career.
This next segment of Service Drive Revolution brought to you by Alexander McQueen, maker of fine technician uniforms.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine?
I could.
By the way, those are Christian's favorite shoes,
Yeah, they're
which you shouldn't wear in the shop.
Oh, have I? Yeah, I might have once, but not normally. Okay, so it's so funny because over time, I've always thought that service managers were one of the lowest trained positions in terms of, like, there's no real good resources out there for how to be a service manager. And
what are you talking about? Irreplaceable?
Yeah.
Service
So if you take
manager
that out
live.
of it, there's not a ton of resources out there for service managers. And
There's a lot of advisor training.
yeah, and what we've noticed as a trend recently is that shop foremen are moving into service manager roles after being a shop foreman, which I've had a couple of people go from shop foreman to service manager to general manager, so don't rule that out of the equation as well. But the funny thing that I find as a commonality is that none of them, or very few of them, were trained in any way, shape, or form about what their role was when they became a shop foreman. So all of them, essentially, the path was you go from a really high-performing tech to being a shop foreman. And we came up with a little list of things that you should be focusing on. And I think if you have this list, it kind of preps you for what the next role would be as a service manager if you kind of pay attention to those things that really, really matter. And at the end of the day, you'll be really successful, I think, if you do these, whatever, we got 7 or 8 different tips. But the first one I've got down here might sound like a no-brainer, but you definitely want to attach your identity to this if you're a shop foreman, is that your responsibility is to drive production.
What do you think most shop foremen think their responsibility is?
To make sure that the hard cars get fixed.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the kiss of death. That's the trap.
That's right.
So a lot of times, and this happens in every position, every industry, the thing that gets you promoted is not the thing that keeps you there.
Yes, and the thing.
So the fact that you were the best tech, the fact that you could fix the problem cars, does not keep you as a shop foreman. It actually pushes you back to being a tech.
And I also would say that I think that sometimes service managers can be super selfish about that and ask the shop foreman to work on the hardest cars, which then, stunts the growth of the team. There's a lot of other reasons that you shouldn't be doing it. But yeah, so the focus should be on driving production and understanding what capacity is and how to get your team to produce as many hours as humanly possible out of the shop that you're in.
So let's go through I have some ideas on how to drive production.
Okay.
The first one is you would have goals with your technicians monthly. So every one of your technicians you would sit down with for 10 or 15 minutes every month, and you would talk about their production, what they can do better, but you would treat them like professionals that are trying to get better, trying to improve. You would talk about their schooling, everything else, but you would have specific goals. You would post production daily. So I don't know how many shops out there. The shop is a production facility, but most of the time we're not tracking production daily. We might be tracking it monthly, we might be tracking it by pay period, but we're not tracking it daily. When you track it daily, anything you shine a light on or give energy to grows. So if production is the priority, then we should be looking at it constantly. The other thing is the quality of the inspections. So a lot of times, if we go into a service department, we pull some ROs from the cashier, the pickup box. So these cars or trucks have come in, we have done whatever we're going to do, and they're ready to be picked up. And we take those cars back in the shop. We call this a re-rack. Mm-hmm. We re-rack them, and we look at the inspection that the technician did versus what the car actually needs. If we do 3, there's always 1 or 2 that we're missing an opportunity. Because what happens over time is either the veteran technicians pencil whip what they want to fix, not what actually the car needs, or we have a young technician that's hourly, that's on the quick lube, that isn't vested in, really checking the car out, and they don't have the experience, and so they put what they know or nothing at all, but they're just on to the next one. They're so busy and they're moving so fast that doing a quality inspection isn't in their it isn't on their radar.
Yeah, now, we're just telling them to get the car done faster.
Now, what happens when we go into a service department and let's say you're the service manager or the shop foreman? You'll be both. And I say, hey, what do you think there, Christian? Funny guy, what do you think about the quality of your inspections here in the shop?
I think we're really good.
And what is it that makes you think that?
Because when I look at the inspections, they're filled out.
Oh, okay. And then that's never true.
Right. Not only are the inspections that are filled out not really that great all the time, a lot of times you find that they're not always filled out.
And here's the thing, unless you're checking, how do you know?
You have no clue. You just go off of how you feel.
Yeah. So let's not manage by feelings. The shop foreman's job is to have a system in place that we're guaranteeing we're inspecting the inspection. We're coaching to a certain quality, a certain expectation. A lot of times the technicians with the most experience are the worst at inspections because they don't want, like I hear this all the time, I don't want to replace tires.
Yeah.
I don't want to blah, blah, blah. So I don't put it down. And it's like, okay, but this customer should know that they need tires. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. So inspecting and creating a culture that the inspections are consistent and that they're favorable to the customer, that we're putting what the customer actually wants on a consistent basis to protect them. Like, we're doing the customer a favor by letting them know that, hey, you could fix this before it breaks, or, whatever it is. So quality inspections. The other one, and this is kind of might be on your list in another way, is I think that foremans think of themselves as working in the shop.
Right.
But they're not.
I think they're part of the leadership team.
Yeah. And so their interaction with parts, their interaction with the advisors, like, you're the glue between them, right?
Yep, I phrased it differently, but yeah, we're talking.
How did you phrase it?
Make everyone's life easier.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, so production. You are not there to fix the hard cars. You are there. Also, another thing is you're not there to serve the factory.
The factory wants you to be there to serve the factory.
A lot of brands build it so you're there to serve the factory, but you're there for production.
That's right. That's good.
Number 2
is I believe the shop foreman's responsibility is to continuously train the team to keep getting them better. Now, we're going to go back to that example before of the shop foreman being the one that fixes all the hard cars. How will the team ever get any better if the shop foreman fixes all the hard cars?
They won't.
They'll never get any better. So part of training, and they can be guiding people on the tough cars and everything like that, but they've got to be willing and committed to training. So I would say that a shop foreman should be putting up whether it's certification with the manufacturer, ASEs, or any other kind of measure by which you're training, that should be given, progress report should be given to the technicians all the time. I would also celebrate every time somebody gets some sort of a training accomplishment. Make a big deal out of when somebody gets a certification of some sort, or whether they get, diesel certified or anything like that. Is the shop foreman's responsibility to throw a party every time that happens. So the training is a big part of it. And then also recognizing training moments, where I think that we're kind of hopping back to the re-rack a little bit, but I think of the re-rack as a training moment, because at the end of the day, a perfect shop is the one where a lube tech or a master tech look at the car, the inspection is the exact same high quality, not just that they're the same, that they're all pencil whipped, but that a shop foreman's responsible to make sure that the quality of the inspection is good. Because the thing that comes out of that is, if a technician comes to you and says, hey, Mr. Shop Foreman, I'm not getting a lot of hours anymore, I almost would guarantee you, if you go and look at their inspections, what are they like?
Bad.
They're terrible, right? So the number one way to increase hours for a technician is to get more hours on the cars they're already working on. It's just simple math. So if you're not saying that and training that home, they're missing out, and they're having to get their hours the hard way. So train it's pretty high up there. It's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be number 2. It's just
it's important.
It's a really important one. Number 3 is a little bit different. I don't know how you're going to feel about this. I think you'll be on the same page as I am, but I think that one of the roles of a shop foreman should be to recruit new talent.
Yeah.
They are the poster child for what a technician could be.
Bill Parcells used to say, you want me to cook the dinner, but you don't let me get the groceries. A lot of shop foremen they see it as, well, this is what I got. They don't see it as, hey, I drive production by the quality of the tech that comes in here. Yep. And to find good techs, I got, techs know techs.
Yeah, you can staff the
foreman's the most qualified person to be recruiting.
Exactly right. They catch everything. They know if somebody's full of it or not. Like, as a service manager, I always said that I had to shop foreman sit in on interviews because I didn't work on cars, so I could be buffaloed in terms of thinking that somebody can fix a car. The shop foreman, they catch that stuff. So recruiting is a big part of that. Okay. Another one that is on my list, I think is pretty self-explanatory, but it's important nonetheless, is they should be the ones that are really staying on top of what the new changes are, the new bulletins, special tools, making sure all that stuff is, whatever the stuff coming down the pipeline from the manufacturer, that's getting translated to all the technicians. One of the worst things I think that I've seen happen in shops is that one part of the shop, like the shop foreman and maybe one other tech, knows like this really great way to fix a car or diagnose a car or something like that, and they never tell the rest of the shop. So like he'll have another tech starve for a day trying to diagnose this that the shop foreman knows how to fix it in 15 minutes. So sharing that wealth with the team is an important part. You want to give one of yours? You want me to keep going?
No, I don't. I only have, I think, one more that isn't on your list.
Okay. Now, this is something that I think I would say that I'm not saying that the shop foreman should be the janitor, but they should be very aware and own the condition of the shop. So just thinking about it as if you were a technician, now your shop foreman's a little different. If you're a technician, what do you want the environment to be like that you work in?
I would just say, too, like, how you do anything is how you do everything. So let me propose a scenario for you. You're in a warranty audit, and there's a huge chargeback because the technicians aren't flagging on the ROs correctly.
Right.
What are the chances that shop is messy?
99.6%.
It's connected.
Yeah, it really is. Oh, and then that's the same ones where they don't have core returns and stuff like that too.
Core returns, tools aren't put back.
Great. So the condition of the shop, super important.
Disasters, travel impacts.
That's a good piece of advice.
Like all those hurricanes off the coast of Florida.
Yeah.
There's not one, there's three.
There's many. So condition of a shop is important. I always think like if you want to get like improved morale, have a clean shop, and lighting's important. Being able to see, like you can raise morale just by getting more lighting in the shop. It's funny how that works. I also think that the break room should be really nice. We've talked about that before, but I think that the shop foreman should make sure that everything is clean. And then the last thing on my list, I said it already, just making everyone's life easier. So that is bridging the gap between parts, the service drive, the service manager, the sales department. That shop foreman should be kind of like the spokesperson for the shop.
Yeah, like when we have our shift meetings with the advisors, you can tell the parts managers and the foremen that really want to make a difference because they're in those shift meetings. Yep. They're there. They want to hear. They want to talk. They want to drive production and they want to be a part of it. They're connected. They don't see themselves as just being in the back. The other one I had was tracking comebacks, like actually tracking them.
That's great.
That's usually not done. That was the only one I think that wasn't on your list.
Cool.
Yeah, so just kind of to reiterate, the most important one is driving production and understanding that if you figure that out as a foreman, when you become a service manager, your job's much easier because it's about driving sales and it's just an extension of that. So, as a foreman, you're practicing to be a manager. Then when you're a general manager, you got to drive sales in a bunch of different departments. But it's all the same. It's the same mindset and it's the same approach. So keep that in mind.
I love it. Good stuff. So I hope that gives you all shop foreman a little bit of a direction and value, because I don't think that there's no playbook that I've ever seen that really says the role of a shop foreman effectively. So write some of these down and just kind of keep that in mind and look at what your body of work is as a shop foreman. And if you're not doing these things, try it out and see what happens.
Great stuff. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time on Service Drive Revolution.
Thanks so much for watching this episode of Service Drive Revolution. We're uploading new stuff every day, so make sure you subscribe and click the bell icon so you don't miss out. If you have a question you'd like us to answer on the show, call 8333-ASK-SDR and we'll answer your question on the show. That's 8333-ASK-SDR. For special deals on our books and training, head over to offers.chriscollinsinc.com. Now that's offers.chriscollinsinc.com. I'm Chris Collins, and I'll see you in the next video.